Commando is a 1985 action movie directed by Mark L. Lester and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. The story follows John Matrix, a retired elite commando who lives in the mountains with his young daughter Jenny. One day, Matrix's former superior officer, General Kirby, visits him and informs him that all of his former unit members have been killed, one by one. Kirby suspects that they are being targeted by mercenaries from a South American country called Val Verde, which Matrix and his team had previously overthrown in a covert operation. Matrix and Jenny are soon ambushed at their home by a group of mercenaries led by Arias, who demand that Matrix assassinate the current president of Val Verde in exchange for his daughter's safety. However, Matrix manages to escape and sets out on a mission to rescue his daughter and stop the mercenaries. Matrix travels to Val Verde and begins his search for his daughter. Along the way, he meets Cindy, a flight attendant who assists him in his mission. Matrix soon discovers that Arias is working with Bennett, a former teammate, who has gone rogue and is now working for the mercenaries. Matrix and Cindy locate the island where Jenny is being held and launch a daring rescue mission, which involves fighting off hordes of armed guards and taking on Bennett in a final showdown. In the end, Matrix saves his daughter and kills all of the mercenaries, including Arias and Bennett. The movie ends with Matrix and Jenny flying home to their peaceful life in the mountains, while Kirby promises to cover up the events in Val Verde and provide Matrix with a new identity to protect him from any future threats. Commando is a classic 80s action movie that still holds up today as a thrilling and entertaining film. The story is simple yet effective, with Arnold Schwarzenegger delivering a memorable performance as the unstoppable John Matrix. The action scenes are intense and well executed, with plenty of explosions, gunfights, and hand-to-hand combat to keep the audience engaged. The final showdown between Matrix and Bennett is particularly memorable, with some great one-liners and over-the-top fight choreography. The supporting cast also delivers solid performances, with Rae Dawn Chong providing a fun and quirky companion to Matrix, and Vernon Wells as the menacing villain Bennett. Of course, the movie does have its flaws. The plot is somewhat predictable and the characters are fairly one-dimensional. Also, some of the dialogue and acting can be a bit cheesy at times, but that is to be expected in a movie of this genre and era. Overall, Commando is a classic action movie that is well worth a watch, particularly for fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger and 80s action films. It's a fun and exciting ride from start to finish, and one that still holds up as a classic of its genre. Here are some trivia and fun facts about the 1985 movie, Commando. Commando was originally intended to be a sequel to Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1984 film, The Terminator. However, the script was later reworked into its own standalone movie. The film was shot in just over 11 weeks on a budget of $10 million. Schwarzenegger did almost all of his own stunts in the film, including the motorcycle chase scene and the final fight with Bennett. Alyssa Milano, who played John Matrix's daughter Jenny, was just 12 years old at the time of filming. Vernon Wells, who played the villainous Bennett, originally auditioned for the role of Arias, but was ultimately cast as Bennett due to his impressive audition. Arnold's iconic line, "I'll be back," is said by John Matrix in a scene where he's taken to the airport by Bennett, Cook, Sully, and Enriquez. The scene in which Matrix throws a circular saw blade at one of the villains was actually performed by Schwarzenegger himself using a real saw blade. The shot was done in one take and the blade narrowly missed the actor. The film was banned in some countries due to its extreme violence, and in the UK it was heavily censored. Director Mark L. Lester originally wanted to cast Chuck Norris as John Matrix, but Norris turned down the role. The film's score was composed by James Horner, who later went on to compose the scores for several blockbuster films, including Titanic and Avatar.